Bob Peppers, and I entered the Air Corps through the cadet program. I signed up as soon as I was 17, and as soon as I was 18, I got called into the military, and I was sent to Camp Grant, Illinois, and then back to I've forgotten now where. I think it was Macro Field, Alabama, and I had a whole lot of tests to go through, and they washed me out as a pilot. They told me I didn't have high enough grades for the pilot training, but I made navigator, so they wanted to make a navigator out of me. And they didn't have room in the navigation school right away, so they sent me off to what they call online training. And I gassed up planes for a while, gassed them up and taxied them around. And then they sent me to navigation school at Ellington Field in Texas. And I graduated the last of the year, 1943. 44. And they sent me home for 10 days, put me on a ship, sent me to Europe, and I became a replacement navigator for light bombers. I went to the 9th Air Force and joined a group that used to have A-20s, but they were outfitted with A-26s. Which is a fast light bomber. Later became a B-26. But after I got to Europe, they sent me to a small airface in northern France, which was on the edge of Battle of the Bulge. They gave me a 45 pistol, and that was my armament. They told me just to make sure nobody snuck into camp, nobody got on the air base that didn't belong there. And that didn't last too long. They sent me back to a Pathfinder squadron, which was that was a B-26, that was a Marauder. Martin Marauder. The B-26 group would go off ahead of the regular bomb group, and we had radar and we could see through the overcast, and we would be like the name said, we would be the Pathfinder. And when we got over the target, we'd open the bomb bay doors, and everybody else would open their bomb bay doors, and when we dropped bombs, everybody dropped their bombs. We saturated that marshalling yard at that time, and one of our raids was a marshalling yard, one of them was a ball bearing factory in Czechoslovakia. Then we came home. The war was ostensibly over at that time, and they sent me back to a B-17 group in England that had been assigned as part of Army of the Occupation. We were assigned to photograph all of Europe and North Africa. So as a navigator, I had to go over and lay out a route. And I spent the rest of the war as a B-17 navigator. So then came home, went back to college, and raised a family.
What type of work did you do when you came home? Was it anything involving an
I was
airfield?
still a student. And I came home, got a degree in metallurgical engineering. Can you spell metallurgical?
Oh, yeah, I may have you correct me when we're done.
We have spell check.
Metallurgical engineering.
Yes. And worked 40 years for St. Joe Lead Company or Fluor Corporation, which was engineering. And I wound up as manager of the largest lead smelter in the United States. We took the lead ore that was mined in Missouri and made market material out of it. Lead metal, or in some cases it was tetraethyl lead for gasoline. That business ended, so we made lead for batteries. We had maintenance-free batteries than that they use nowadays. So that's about my life history. Raised 5 kids, all of them successful. Have a loving wife, a musician wife.
What can you share about the way everyone pulled together during World War II? Folks on the mainland, women that went to factories, everyone.
Well,
Messages about that?
going right from high school into service, I didn't have too much time for outside observations. But everybody that was in service was pulling together and wanted to get the best grade they could. You got another man coming in. Yeah. But I didn't enjoy it, but I was there as a kind of an observer and participated in it.
Do you have any messages for today's youth?
What's that?
Do you have any messages for today's youth, the American youth today?
Well, whatever circumstances you're in, make the most of it. Take advantage of the opportunities there and try your best.